Hello, and
Hello.
Could you please tell us about who you are and what you believe in?
Sure. My name is Kevin Malone, and I'm a professor of music at the University of Manchester. And I left Christianity at the age of 20 and lived my life as a humanist, but didn't know there was such a word.
And if humanists aren't a religion, what are they?
Some people say it's a worldview. I don't agree. I don't like the term worldview for humanism. I think it's a behavior. And it's behavior because it's all about the actions that you do. It's not about just holding a philosophical belief and then hoping to see the whole world through that one belief. I think it's more about behavior.
And what sets you apart from an atheist, someone who doesn't believe in a God?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so difference between an atheist and a humanist. An atheist is somebody who just holds the position that they don't believe there's a God. A humanist does something about it. So just holding a non-belief that there isn't a God is, belief that there isn't a God is just one thing, but it doesn't result in action. And humanists are full of action.
And when and how did you get into the humanist organization?
Oh, I got into the organization because there was a social media algorithm that just popped this up in my feed, and I saw there was a group in Manchester called Greater Manchester Humanists and one in London called Humanists UK. So I thought I'd check them out, and then I realized the way that they believe and behave was exactly how I did as well.
I know you mentioned before how you were a Christian at one point, is that correct?
That's right.
So when did you realise that there wasn't a God, but you wanted to still help?
Well, yeah, in my experience, my father was Catholic and my mother was Salvation Army, which is a form of Christianity. But they took us to a Protestant church, and they wanted us to learn about Christianity because we lived in a Christian nation, more or less, but said that we could choose if we wanted to. And that was really good that we had Christian parents who allowed me to choose. So I chose to leave Christianity because I read the Bible from cover to cover. And when I read the Bible from cover to cover, I stopped believing in the stories in it. I've been told by preachers bits and pieces and ideas and ideologies and philosophies, but I thought I should go straight to God's Word. And when I went to it, I just didn't think it was God's Word.
And did you just read the Bible, or did you research it as well as that and then find out?
I just read it cover to cover over 9 months, and I took a lot of notes, and my Bible has footnotes and sources and had maps in it as well. So I did everything. I mean, I was only in my teens, but I thought, I'm not going to listen to what people say about the Bible. I'm going to go straight to the source and get the facts.
And did you ever look at other religions or try and look at...
Yeah, I looked at Judaism briefly because I have some good friends who are Jewish, still do. So I thought, that's kind of interesting. But then again, it goes back to the Old Testament. I didn't believe in that. I didn't think I was going to convert. And I looked into Buddhism very briefly because I thought it was pretty cool. And some Buddhists say that it's not even much of a religion. It's a way of believing. But I've just lost all sense of spirituality and just think the world is amazing in itself.
And why did you feel it's important to spread your humanist values?
I'm not trying to spread humanist values so much, but I'm trying to get people to choose to think for themselves. So if they wish to be Muslim or be Sikh or Zoroastrian or Jedis, like from Star Wars, if they wish to, that's fine. But to think through why they're doing it, not just the fact that it was a convenience or their family told them to do it. So it's a way of behaving and thinking.
And you said you're a composer, but why do you take such a keen interest in religion, philosophy?
Because I always wanted to study psychology and I never got around to it. So the way people behave and the way people think is something which has always fascinated me. And even as a composer, I try not to write pieces which draw attention to me, but try and get people to think and get moved by the music, not by paying attention to who actually wrote it. So it's all about getting into people's psychological and emotional states and understanding it.
And my last two questions are you ever scared that you could be wrong and there is a God?
Am I ever scared about, again, please?
About there is actually a God out there?
Oh, am I scared that there actually may be a God out there? Sometimes the feeling has come around, because I did live 20 years of my life nearly believing in a God, so that was way back in my past, and it rises up occasionally. But generally, no. It doesn't, I think that if there was a God, I'd really like that God to make itself present to me so I could actually say hello and then form a much more solid belief.
And finally, are you optimistic about the future?
The future, at the moment, no, but that changes every couple of months. I think human beings have the capacity to do the most astonishing and amazing things, but I don't think, for me, as a humanist, I don't think praying is going to do any good. I think we have to move all that energy into really showing the facts and the evidence to persuade us to live a better future.